going to get paid 2 silver a day, and then upon arrival, they will add an additional 1 gold, so you'll 2 gold for the trip. As guards. That means at night, you're expected to protect the caravan and all of its supplies as best you can. And then during the day, you're allowed to, pass out, and then they'll, if something attacks the caravan, they'll wake you up, probably by, riding really rough trying to get away from it. A very lean, I think a couple of you have ran into Leo, but Leo comes up to the caravan, tells them that he's quite willing to pay for his passage with one of the carts, and hands one of the cart drivers a small pouch of gold or something, and climbs up onto and ride with him.
Who's Leo?
I don't remember who met him in this party, but he's a very scrawny little guy.
Was he the guy that kicked the door open after getting into a slight argument with Movular and I butchered that. Movular and what the hell's car battery's name? Nico? Yeah. Over at the Gold Coast.
Maybe.
Oh, the wizard guy I was aggressively insulting from across the room?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Y'all did run into him. Yeah,
I don't think I was present for that, but just context that I remember.
He looks at all of you and goes, "Oh God, that's our guardians. Well, life goes on. I have my own." Oh, that's right. He had a difficulty with your little servant thing, didn't he?
I mean, it was certainly given to the stink eye. In which case, yeah, I think I'll have the Steel Defender just kind of keep staring directly at this dude until told otherwise.
Doesn't exactly appreciate that.
Morvular's a bit of an asshole, so he kind of smirks at that.
He's not one to overplay his hand. He's paid for his trip there. So, as far as he's concerned, great, the thing works for me too.
Don't worry, he'll keep a good eye on you.
I'm sure it will.
Do we have everyone? Is our cleric here? Or do we need to go pick him up from something?
He lifts his hand from the back of one of the carts. I'll be alright, I'm right here, buddy.
Oh good, he's alive. We're okay then.
And the caravan begins to haul off and go. Because not a whole lot left. You see Adius and 2 of his individuals are walking next to a cart, or actually only one of his individuals is walking. The other one's operating the cart. About 6 or 7 prisoners in there. There's some general carts that have, hay. They have sacks of grain, and another 2 carts that have other hides and stuff like that for sale. There's the cart that Leo has climbed onto. It seems to be nice. A little more like a person cart versus a transportation cart, or commodity cart. There we go. They basically throw y'all into into the cart with furs. It's not like as if you can damage them. And, rest here, and later tonight you go to work.
At least it's a comfortable place to sit. If possible, I would definitely prefer to try to make progress on my crafting thing, however much can be made.
You kind of need a workshop.
Gotcha, so we gotta be like stationary somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, like a blacksmith couldn't exactly blacksmithing while he's riding. I mean, he could prepare stuff. For instance, if you were going to make chainmail, you could do all of your, cut or twirl all your rings and be cutting them while you're on the road. But even then, as a person who actually did the SCA, chainmail sucks to be working on, especially if you're bouncing around in the back of a Jeep or something.
Fair enough. Alright, then he'll just be doing some sort of quote-unquote prep work to get stuff ready so he can start making shit when he's finally at a workshop.
Absolutely not. Mostly because you need fire, and you're in a cart with things that could burn.
I would like to patrol from the air for a couple hours, please.
Alright, you have no problem flying about. And give me a perception roll.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Yeah, you're gonna see it. Two unpleasant monstrosities are off and keeping to the woods.
Okay. Do I see vaguely what they look like?
One looks like a living, breathing hunk of clay. It looks kind of humanoid. And then the other is some sort of unusual undead mat bodies sewn together.
Okay, so I'll dip down a bit, pass the message on to my companions as well as the person that hired us. And basically just say there's something off in the distance, but it's staying along the tree line. And then, yeah, go tell, Maiko? Or is it Miko?
At this point, just
Hey, I want to pronounce it how you want it pronounced.
it's like a mobilized situation.
Alright, well, I'm telling you both that there's scary monsters off in the distance, but they're hanging by the tree line.
Does it look like we're going to be going past them? Are they next to the road?
If I were to guess, I would assume they're going to be following us for a while.
Following us, so they're behind us currently.
More alongside, parallel.
Very well. Morvilar will have the Steel Defender finally stop looking at the wizard guy and just kind of start scanning around.
So now we can do our job.
Well, better to have them come to us than reveal that we know they're there. Stay
First stop.
vigilant.
The first stop for the night is kind of in a field, and they set you guys up for, since you've been allowed to rest most of the day, they expect y'all to do patrols all night. Your favorite friend, the wizard, walks away from the group of you, tosses out a rope, and then climbs up into something and disappears.
Morvilar looks slightly astounded having watched that, quickly pulls out a book, writes something down, and then puts it away real quick. Very well. I don't need much sleep personally, so I'm happy to take the first watch.
Oh no, they expect all of y'all to be at watch.
Yeah, we've been napping all day. I think they want us to up all night.
Yeah, take shifts during the day to sleep, stay up all night together.
Alright, fair enough. So are we like making camp like against like a cliffside, somewhere like a defensive position, or are they just like parking in the middle of a fucking field and just doing like a circle the wagons sort of deal?
They are definitely, there's no mountains for them to hide next to, no caves or anything, so they are circling the wagons, and, they've got a good distance around themselves for vision, and you guys are supposed to be out in that area protecting them, so they feel kind of comfortable enough, actually fully bedding into their, sleeper, what I would call a sleeper berth in my truck, but for them it's, where they set their hammocks up against their wheels, they tie their horses so that they can graze in the field, but not get too away.
Yeah. They're fully bedded down. Is there a tree nearby?
Yeah, they're outside of the small field is a bunch of trees.
How far away?
30 feet from where everybody's crashed out.
Just for fun, can I go over to one of the trees, wrap my tail around a branch, and hang upside down like a bat?
Sure.
Alright. I'm taking post, and I'm just hanging upside down watching.
The tops of these caravans, are they like wired and then there's like cloth or something up top, or are they just full of boxes?
There are no boxes. There's bales of hay, there's sacks of grain, there's the one cloth one, which it does have a canopy over it, but it's, a couple of the people that have been driving all up into the back of that one. It's probably like I said, a sleeper berth. They can all sit in there and not get assaulted by mosquitoes.
Just wondering.
You can stand on top of the furs, you can stand on top of the grain, you can stand on top of all the, loose stuff, but if you climb up on top of there, you might find yourself in that room with them.
We're gonna sit where the entrance of where you would go into the caravan, and just kind of look at it.
Alright. Mobular and your little thingamabob.
I think we'll probably be doing kind of like a patrol, like a slow circle around the camp. Basically, how do I want to position this? Morvular on like the inner side of the circle, the Steel Defender on the outside, but still within 5 feet so he can intercept if someone tries to hit him. So basically, like, if they were outside the camp, they would see the Steel Defender before they see Morvular if they're looking inwards. But yeah, he'll just be doing kind of slow circles and keeping an eye out.
Alright. Wolf.
I'm gonna start with casting Light Cantrip on the blade of my sword. And it says I can choose the color, so I want it red. And I'm gonna more or less patrol around the wagons as well, but going in the opposite direction of Morvular and his Steel Defender.
When you and he are at your furthest Zentex, at your furthest apart, let's see. Mobular, your perception.
That's going to be a natural 20 for 23.
You hear slight little giggling nearby.
Am I... fuck that. I'm just going to shout. Intruders! We may have intruders. And then just, like, stand my ground and kind of, like, aim my gun towards it and keep the Steel Defender, like, between me and it.
Nico,
Yes.
roll a perception check. You can use any bonuses that you may have for listening.
So this is just listening.
Correct.
16.
You hear a faint whisper, "Run away, run away," and it sounds like Movular.
Oh, what?
Doesn't that defender just protect him? And I'm gonna go run over to him.
Alright, you run to where you heard those sounds, and you run dead smack into Abby hanging upside down from a tree. Might not run into as in a physical confrontation, but you run into this, upside down winged thing hanging from a tree. It is not your, normal thing you would see in the woods.
Oh, okay.
Do I roll if I get scared?
You've got 120 feet of dark vision thanks to being a drow. You kind of know what it is. Abby, what's your night vision?
Should be
Just
fairly
connecting from
good.
this.
I think I had 75 feet.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, I got something zapped me too.
Connection from server timeout Steam client. Okay.
Yeah, that's what mine said.
Either Steam just broke, or things are just weird.
If Steam's anything like Foundry, it's just being weird.
And there's still that right above us.
Do we want to take a second, or do we want to keep going?
I pulled it back up. I was able to get back.
Yeah, no, I topped right back in.
Just everything I had done prior to this had been deleted.
Ouch.
So one thing Morvilar is going to do, once he does hear that, he's going to pull out his Tinker's tools and start working away at something. I'm not sure if I've got time for full action, so let me know if I do.
Oh, you have absolutely all the time in the world.
Alright, so he's going to pull out this little mechanical contraption, use his Tinker's tools on it, like screw a little thing in, and then it starts emitting this, how do I describe it, like a super loud, like alarm klaxon sort of sound to quite literally sound the alarm that there is some shit going down, apparently.
Alright. The nearest person walking closer and closer to you will be Wolf. I'll take a perception roll, please.
There we go. Clicked and damn, 2.
Woohoo! You're completely oblivious and walk right past him in the middle of it.
Can't hear shit over the super loud alarm I just set off.
Air raid siren goes off. Continues cooking breakfast.
So loud, you got the. Just couldn't hear it.
Miko and Abby, I'll take a perception roll from you via hearing.
Okay. Dang, 4.
You said 15, Miko?
Yes.
You hear what you and I would call an alarm clock. I'm pretty sure Movular would call it something else, but there's like a tinkling bell somewhere in the distance.
Okay, I'm gonna look out towards the sound and I'll run towards it this time.
And then I'm gonna follow him, trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
Alright, y'all get a certain distance and you just see Wolf with his glowing red sword just doing around in a circle.
What are you doing here?
I'm trying to get away from the damn air raid siren.
Oh
Can't hear
no,
myself.
you didn't hear this. You can't hear the siren at all. The little fairy is having a lot of fun with Movular right now.
God damn it. I knew some shit was up. Morvilar doesn't know shit's up, but damn.
Well,
Shut up, phone.
Oh gosh. Alright, Mr. Movular. What is your perception?
Like passive perception?
Yes,
13.
please. 13.
Although I should also add my Steel Defender's passive perception is, not much better, 14.
You feel a little lighter in your step as you are, playing around your tinkering kit, listening to your alarm go off, and you feel like you're about 10 pounds lighter.
Well, that can't be good. Can I make another perception check or something? See, like, am I still hearing the voices coming from the bushes or whatever it was?
Oh, the little childlike laughter is sincerely gone away. What's in your pack there, buddy?
All sorts of things. I've got a crowbar, a hammer, pythons apparently, bunch of rations, 50 feet of rope, a tinderbox, a torch, and a water skin.
We will take, I know you don't have 10 pounds worth of rations, but that is what the little Fae took.
Well, shit. He probably won't notice that for a while. He's like checking his gun, checking his components and everything. Well, everything seems to be here. Something very weird's going on. Why isn't anybody showing up? Can I look around? Can I see anybody else?
Oddly enough, you can barely see your Steel Defender when he's only, 5 or 6 feet away from you. If he moves too much further than that, he seems to completely disappear into the darkness.
What the actual fuck? Okay, he is going to... He's going to go ahead and press one of the little crystals on his gauntlet, which glows brightly, this kind of like green color, which like kind of goes out from the gauntlet to sort of cover his body and then seems like sort of seep in a little bit, like just under the skin, as I cast False Life to gain some temporary HP. Seven temporary HP, and yeah, he's gonna have his gun at the ready, but not aiming at anything because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on right now.
Quite literally, even with your 120 feet of dark vision, you can't see past like 5 feet away.
Magic darkness. This isn't good.
Can I do another perception check, trying to figure out what's going on?
Absolutely.
5.
You swear that it's all coming from like this little bitty shaft of light up in the sky.
Oh, there is something strange going on around here. Seems like it's coming from up there. Points.
There you go. Wolf, you want to give me your perception for the same object?
Sure. Oh, that's much better. 17.
Yep, you can both basically make out a little bit of candlelight coming from, if you would want to put it in basic English, there's like a zip in a tent in the middle of the air and there's light coming out of it.
Investigation check?
Alright.
Fly up in 7? Oy vey.
Fly up and take a look. Probably not the thing you wanted to see that early in the morning or that late at night, but there is a scrawny little wizard out there, and he has a candle. He's kind of standing in midair, making sure that he doesn't wet the bed.
What are you doing up here?
Looks at you, turns a little bit. I'm relieving myself. What are you doing up here?
Oh, Mother Moon. Trying to figure out what's going on out here. If you feel so inclined, maybe come give us a hand.
Aren't you the ones getting paid to be the gods?
True enough, but if we want to all get through this, may as well work together on occasion. Also, if you're going to be up here, snuff out the light. It's making things harder to see.
Oh yes, let me... he corrects himself so he doesn't insult anyone. Yes, let me make it so that I can't see. I don't
Or at
like
least
those.
dim it.
It's a candle. It's not a bright light. Granted, if you don't know, even in even at 100 yards, you can easily see a candle in pitch black.
No.
And
All right, well,
he goes back into a slit for a tent up in the middle of nowhere.
Alright. Well, finish up and snuff the candle. We got trouble down here. And then I'm gonna just go back down.
Alright, you come down and see those two things right underneath you.
Gonna call out to the team, kind of just wave and say, "We got trouble," and then point down.
How far away are we from them?
Good. 50, 60 feet.
I assume I am oblivious to this.
Oh, you can't hear a bloody thing in that little area of silence.
Alright, if Morvillar's been stuck in there for at least like more than 10-15 seconds and nothing's attacked, he's gonna kind of, making sure the steel defenders moving with him, continue his circle a little bit quicker, hoping to try to get out of, maybe see if it's an area effect. But yeah, he's gonna keep moving, try to get out of it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but darkness like light can be cast on a person or object, correct?
Good question. Let me pull up D&D Beyond here.
Cast light.
Yeah, that'd be the easiest way to dismiss the darkness, but he doesn't know he's in one yet.
Yeah, I've heard you can put certain spells like that on an object, and then you carry it.
Yeah, because when I ran the Warlock Paladin build, I can cast darkness on like my shield or my sword, and it goes with me wherever I go. Which is why I have to be very careful of where I put myself, so I don't blind the rest of my party for other bad guys.
So looking on D&D Beyond, it is a little ambiguous. It does say magical darkness spreads from a point you choose within range to fill 15-foot radius sphere. Darkness spreads around corners. Creature with dark vision cannot see through this darkness. Non-magical light cannot illuminate it. If the point you choose is on an object you are holding, or one that isn't being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object and moves with it.
There we go. So yeah, it can be done.
If the point you choose is on an object that isn't being worn or carried, it moves with it.
So
says
it kind of
object,
sounds
but it
like
doesn't
if you
say
use
creature.
it on a tree. Yeah. So it sounds like if you use this on a tree, the tree has like 15 feet radius of darkness, but as soon as you pass that, the darkness stops. If you use any kind of magical light, you can see. If you don't use magical light, you're completely blind. If you cast this on, say, a bird, the bird is going to constantly have a 15-foot radius of darkness around it wherever it goes.
Do creatures count as objects?
No, but it can easily count your gun as an object.
Yeah. Or if
But
you
that
tie,
isn't being
say,
worn or carried.
like, so, like if you cast a spell on a ring and put the ring on a bird, yeah, I don't think creatures count as objects. But if it got cast on, like your DM was saying, if it got cast on your gun, you would be moving around with 15 feet of darkness all around you, and you'd never get out of the bubble.
Right, but it does say if the point you choose is on an object you are holding, which it is not, or one that is not being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object and moves with it. But I don't know, DM's ruling on that. If you want it to move with me, that's fair enough.
Well, no, it is stating that if it is cast on an object that is being worn or carried, you're carrying your
It says
gun.
if it's not being worn or carried. But I don't know, up to you.
Yeah, I think it can be carried on an object or cast on an object. Just like light can be cast on a sword. Hint, hint, wool.
But
Alright, fair enough. So I'm stuck in the darkness. Okie doke.
But if you've managed to figure it out and put your gun down, as soon as you go 15 feet away, the darkness will stop.
No way is Morvillar leaving his gun on the ground and walking away from it.
Hey, I'm just going from what I'm my understanding of this spell.
So, does that mean we just see a giant bubble of like darkness just kind of walk around?
So far, y'all have had really horrible rolls, and nobody has seen a little bitty, you know. So, in your case, Miko, since you're a dark elf and have lots of dark vision, you would actually see where you can't see.
Okay.
But for most of them, darkness moving around in darkness just looks like more darkness. For instance, Wolf's light, he can only see to the extent of the dim. He can't even see beyond that because he's a human. Abby with hers, probably it's pretty short range because you 120 is the highest, so the average for most other creatures is 60. So she's probably got 60 feet of dark vision, and that's, he would have to get kind of close. He'd have to get within 60 feet of her for her to all of a sudden, well, no, goes out 20 feet, so he'd have to get within 30 or so feet from her for her to notice that, wait, I can't see that far, and I was just looking at a tree right there. Wait, there's like a patch that I can't see through. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So basically, right now we're in the middle of an open field. The only light is probably the moon and that little candle from the zipper. Essentially, what we have is Morvular is in a car with no headlights driving around. Until he drives in front of something we're looking at, we're not going to see him.
And
So what he's
also,
going to do... Oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry, also Wolf is a big, bright light standing next to
So
Miko.
my intent was to keep the sword sheathed until needed to draw it, and kind of go for the intimidation of effect of pulling out this glowing red sword.
Oh, then guess what? You can't see a goddamn thing around you. You're a human.
Yes. And by going red, I was also going kind of for the submariner logic. It's better for the eyes and dark, rather than bright white light. I don't know if you want to spin anything with that, but that was my logic.
I'm aware of the red light theory. They've discovered since then that, other colors are much better. But alright, Movular, I need a perception check from you again.
So one thing he's going to do, either before, during, or after this perception check, he's going to activate his dancing lights. The 4 little orbs are going to pop out of his gauntlet, expand, and shed this pink light, and he's going to kind of do a circle around him in like an ever-expanding circle until the point where he can't see him anymore, and then hoping that that will be outside the whatever surrounding him, and hopefully visible to anybody else. But, alright, perception. 12 plus 3, 15.
Alright, so your materials that you were planning on using are kind of missing. But as you release your little dancing lights, you do see something about maybe the size of your forearm carrying them off and then disappearing as it gets out of your dancing lights light as well as back into the darkness it has around you.
Not to get over technical, but just asking. It said something about any area of light created by a spell 2nd level or lower. The spell that created the light is dispelled.
Spell that created the light gets dispelled.
and that's if it overlaps with darkness. But if you want to be easy on us, go ahead.
Yeah, because
Alright, so in that case, yeah, the lights pop out, they sort of fizzle out and then disappear and shoot back inside the gauntlet. He tries that 2 or 3 times before, like, damn it. And I assume that means I did not see the thing sprinting away with my materials. Alright, I will continue wandering blindly.
Sorry.
does this thing happen to see the rest of you guys? Of course not. Son of a bitch, I get to continue to annoy the fuck out of Movular. Knock, knock.
Is that a voice
Alright,
I hear or something?
so
Something in the... something nearby you in a very shrill, childlike voice.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Alright, roll to hit.
Fuck, that is a 4 plus 6, 10.
Oh, that was old.
Give me my shit back, you little... that's not even the right accent. Yeah, I'll
Is
go
it
with it
rough?
anyway. Give me my shit back, you little fucker. Where are you?
I'm rich. I'm rich.
And I'm reloading. Good question. Would they hear that?
Yes. Give me a roll from the 3 of you, and the 2 critters are gonna roll too.
Perception roll.
Yes, please. If you have any bonuses to listening.
Not as far as I know, so give me a 3.
19.
give me a 5.
Alright, so Wolf and Abby, you see the undead critter thingy take off like a madman.
Hmm. I'm gonna chase after it.
Miko, you hear a pop from behind.
Alright, I look behind me. Is my vision obscured? And I don't see.
Alright, give me an insight check, please.
Alright. Oh, damn. It's an 8.
Yeah, no. Looks like darkness to you. It looks like a dark field.
Well, we'll walk towards the pop anyways.
Wait. Movular, you hear something big coming your way through the field.
Am I still blinded?
Regrettably.
Fuck. Okay. Alright, this is going to be a weird move. I'm going to have the Steel Defender go in front of me, and then we are both going to charge towards it. Let's see. Steel Defender can move 40 feet, but I can only move 30 feet. So yeah, he's going to move 5 feet to get in front of me, and then we're both going to move 30 feet forward towards the sound, whatever direction that is. And yeah, do I see anything? Can I make? Yeah, no, I assume I don't see anything. All right.
Nico, make another insight check, because that undead thing just disappeared. Really?
Yeah.
don't know who likes rocks now.
Maybe his thing is like special mushrooms. There we go.
Blind cap mushrooms. I hate to do this to you, Mobilar, but you see what looks like a golem made of bodies. Kind of what Abby was talking about earlier.
That's the worst material to make a robot out of. What is this? Sorry, go on.
It comes into your Steel Defender's ability to see. Can you see through its eyes?
Very good question. Let me see. I don't think I can. I can command it as a bonus action. It can do its move and its reaction on its own, but it doesn't say anything about being able to see through its eyes, so no.
Alright, doesn't cause an attack of opportunity yet, but when hit all of a sudden is visible by you, it will have moved out of attack of opportunity, so you're going to make your choice if you're going to attack it or not.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's running past us, effectively?
It's going to where it heard the noise.
Where it heard the noise I was making. Oh, that's good. Okay. So this is just a reaction attack of opportunity? Alright, whatever.
Right.
Fuck it. Let's go. 10 plus 6, 16 to hit.
That hits.
7 piercing damage. Or actually, does it do it different? No, just plus 1. Yeah, piercing damage.
You realize this thing opens its mouth as if to scream in anger. You hear nothing from it. Next up would be Miko. Suave.
I'm guessing I'm blinded now.
If you continue to move forward, you will end up inside of that darkness spell, and therefore you will not be able to see. But literally, that big thing you were following completely enveloped itself in whatever was out there, and you couldn't see it once it got there.
Well, we are going to use one of my wild shapes to use a symbiotic entity. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, symbiotic entity, which gives me 12 temporary hit points. It does cost an action. And with this, I am going to follow the enemy into there.
Alright. Every hex is double, since it in darkness is considered to be difficult terrain to move through. So you're at 15, or if you double move while you use an action, so you can move up to 15, which would be 3 square.
I was wondering if I was the only one. You know, the squares kind of disappear when you get too close.
Yeah, they kind of. Well, you can kind of see when you move your character because it kind of connects to the ground now. For me, at least.
Yeah, no, the snapping's on, so that's helping, but Oh, that's better-ish.
They just seem to disappear when you look at them from the top down.
Yeah, when you zoom in, they disappear, but whatever. They're workable.
All right, Abby, you just saw the Mushroom King run over and chase after one of those creatures, and he disappears.
Yeah, and I was chasing after it too. After I called out and saw it take off, I went after the undead one. Alright. So do I see the undead one where I am now?
No, he's inside of the darkness.
Okay. What happened to the other one?
It's still standing there.
Okay, I am going to point my spear at it and ask what it wants.
It's clay fate, which kind of looks like a paper bag or a clay sack. It spreads a piece of itself open to where a facsimile of a mouth would be, though granted it's a little higher than it should be, and it just opens and then closes.
Hmm.
It actually has no ability to communicate, so it just tried to.
Okay, guess I'll attack it.
Wait, the clay one?
Spear. Yeah, the clay one. 5 to hit.
Your spear is inside of its body, but it did no damage. AKA you missed, but you know, it's a clay golem. It just gets stuck in there.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So yeah, I'm just going to observe and try figure out what's going on with these things.
Mr. Wolf?
I'm...
Blind as a bat?
Yes. Did you say I saw the, this thing? The body golem run by?
Christ, you only had like 10 feet of bare vision without that sword being pulled, so you might not have seen it even.
Would
when
I have
was
potentially
there.
heard it stampede by?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Oh god.
Yes.
That's not too bad, 11.
Alright, something big went past you.
Something big... You know, at hearing something big run past me, at this point I'll pull the sword and make an attempt to go in the same general direction until I probably come to the river. How deep is the river?
Oh, this is all a field. This is not the map you're supposed to be on.
Yeah, sorry, that was just the picture I found to explain what we're kind of looking at.
Alright, let's find my grid here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and...
So back where I'm dinging, that was the extent of your light, which means you couldn't see the clay golem.
So here seems, let's see, 15 off of Movular, so let's see, 5, 10, 15? I think I'm counting that right. That would be the darkness. That overlaps with my bright. That only just overlaps with my bright light. Dim light would be out to there. Actually, did I read that right?
When you get close enough, your light spell will dispassionately destroy the darkness spell. And Movular, what you see in front of you is a very unpleasant looking bone golem.
That is a terrible material to work with. It's all rotting and falling apart. Ugh, disgusting.
We'll hear from somewhere in the distance. Down to attack my golems.
Reveal yourself.
If you're here to rob us, then we will certainly destroy your golems.
See the little wizard that's in his rope trick come out of his hut again with his candle. Those are my protectors.
Then why have them ranged so far away?
People don't like the appearance of them.
Nor of you, I reckon. Now, where did my materials go? Actually, would I have realized that the fairy that stole it is not connected with the student anyway, or am I just still confused about that?
Yeah, you barely got a brief glimpse of something itty-bitty and small.
Alright, blame the wizard then. Where did you take my materials? Why would you assault us when we're patrolling, making sure that you people are sleeping soundly?
I was basically sleeping soundly, and why would I need your materials? I have plenty of my own.
I'm sure, but then why would you cast a darkness spell on me? Can I look around, see if there's anything else going on here? I assume the fairy must be long gone by now, but can I do like a perception check or something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I'm only rolling good on those apparently. 18 plus 3, 21.
You can see that your sack has been slashed open. Things are missing, your materials, and your rations.
The two things I need the most.
And you can also see that some of them are still on the ground with a bunch of pigs eating through it.
Alright, I will definitely run over there and try to recover what I can and see if I can... Is there like a trail leading away or something like that?
No, the fairy can fly. It doesn't need to walk.
Morvilar will have the steel defender kind of push and shove the pigs away as he collects whatever rations he can find.
Are we done bothering my golems?
Are your golems done being completely ineffective?
I'm safe and sound. They seem to be doing a grand job.
Well, you didn't seem to be engaged in the first place.
distracting
What do you even
us.
need them for? Frankly, yes. You're not a hobby or something else. I'll figure that out later. The feathered one is right. Why were your golems disturbing us then?
Clearly someone sweet and nice asked if I could help, so I told my golems to give hand.
Yes, well, they certainly did help, didn't they?
Well, you seem to be mouthy, so I presume you didn't die. I would say they did a wonderful job of not killing you.
Yes, blundering around in the darkness. Fantastic job. So, is there like. So, pretty much those components are like. I don't know, I imagine this whole time he's like investigating around, trying to find any sort of trail, any hint as to where his components might have gone off to.
Alright. You and the party, since, you're going to have to leave the general area. You do find a small little trail. Who are you bringing with you?
That's a good question. Looking around, I see. What do I see? Wolf and Maiko. Do I see everybody actually?
Yes, you now see everyone.
Well, seeing as I've only just met you lot, and frankly we haven't done too much together yet, it appears that I have been robbed, and I am planning on following this trail to get it back. You're free to choose to follow me if you do so, just knowing that we are leaving our charges undefended. Although, frankly, 50 gold worth of components is worth a lot more to me than 2 gold from some measly caravan. So come if you wish, but I am recovering my stuff.
I'm gonna stay and watch the wagons.
I don't want to be near any more stupidity. I'll follow him.
Oh, I thought that meant you were going the other way. Okay.
I was going to say the same thing. Wolf, you have a choice. Stay with the hobby. With the outpost.
Fuck it. Elves sound fun.
Alright. Move y'all off the table for a little while because Miss Abby.
Mm-hmm.
Hear
What about me?
a little giggling nearby.
Perception check.
Yes, by all means.
8.
Not quite sure where the giggling is coming from, but luckily in your position, the undead golem thing runs straight at something and smashes it with its boner.
Okay. Well, now that I know these things are on our side, I'm going to go check out what that golem is doing.
Oh god. You get over there and it's picking its bone axe out of the ground. You see a little pair of wings and a little bitty what remains of a body, considering it only has 4 hit points. And it moves back to where it was. Unlike
So I
Movular and
basically
everybody else, it can see life, which makes it able to see Movular back there. When he heard the little pop, he could easily see where you were. You, on the other hand, go over there and take a look, and there is a little bitty dead fairy. Blue wing. Fairly dark colors. You can see a couple of pieces of like copper and tin, other things that were part of Mobular's kit are just like dangling it off of it as like, jewelry and accessories.
Pillage the remains, pick up all the stuff, and then I guess bury the body.
Okay. Doesn't take much. Probably just put a couple of rocks on top of it. It's small. For those of you who went adventuring with Movular, you do come across a small shrine. There is a rather large, or not large, but in comparison to the shrine, it is rather large. It is the figure of a maiden. Her eyes are covered with a piece of cloth. Her hands are her arms are directly stretched out. One is up and one is down. You can see, Movular, that some of your components are in the hand that is pointing or, sticking, where the hand is actually upwards, not downwards.
I'll command the steel defender to go collect those and bring them back to me. Can I make a perception check while it's doing that, just to make sure there's nothing, like, sitting around watching us do this?
Yeah, sure.
Is there a check I can make to see if I know anything about the statue?
I rolled a 6.
Religion?
I have a -1. Let's see how badly this goes. 12 -1 for an 11.
Don't recognize it.
Cool.
So Movular, when your golem takes the sacrifice out of the statue's hand, it receives 15 points of damage.
Oof. Alright. That's quite a bit.
And it is moved 5, 10, 15, 3, so 5, 10, 15. It is moved 15 feet back.
Does it keep the components with it, or do those stay put?
It's got a little bit of them, not much.
Curses.
Yes, it most certainly is. Have a religious check.
Alright, I'm not trained, but I have a +2, so that is 14.
This is a shrine to a spirit of darkness to a degree.
And someone stole my shit and gave it to the Lady of Darkness as a sacrifice. God damn it. Alright, well, as the Steel Defender gets up, it's going to use one of its 3 times a day repair actions to restore some hit points. That's shit rolls. It's going to repair itself for 6 hit points as you see little mechanical, arms, almost very creepily, almost like little spider legs, poking out from the inside and just kind of soldering these gaps and shit shut. And it looks a little better, but there's still stuff sticking out, still kind of sparking a little bit at the joints. It looks kind of fucked up, but it's moving. What would you say the coin value is, or at least Morvular's estimate of the stuff that is still in the hand of the statue?
Said it was 50 gold to begin with, right?
Yep.
Your take account of what your steel golem has. He's got 10 gold's worth in its hand. So there's about 3 left. Well, there's about 40 minus 20 or so copper worth of stuff that the fairy just was wearing.
Motherfucker, so I've got about 20% of it back. Okay, alright. That fucking sucks. Alright, Morvular's gonna stand there for a moment, pull his book back out again, keep looking at the statue, writing some stuff, look at the statue a little bit, write some more stuff, look at the statue one final time, write a little bit more, and then put his book away and be like, alright, nothing else we can do here at the moment, unless any of you can dispel curses.
I don't think so. But I will write about
Nope.
that statue as well. Like it was as well. Use the book out, write about statue, and is there anything did it take any specific items that would like, did he take the most expensive items that he had, or was it just random items?
Best you can say he took food, and he took shiny stuff.
Okay, so he's gonna jot down, like, oh, okay, wants things of value.
Granted, he did not go, the little fairy did not go for the coin purse.
Okay.
Well, damn. Alright, so, yeah, if we're done here, Morbilar is going to trudge back to the camp, definitely muttering curses under his breath.
Your character's name is Aldenia, correct?
Yeah, Aldenia.
You see the rest of them coming back. In particular, you see the small golem that's joined your party is sparking and not looking too hot to trot.
Gonna kind of just wave them over. Say, can any of you use any of this stuff? And then just chuck the bag full of the stuff off the pixie at their feet.
It's a very small spear. There is a itty bitty suit of very woodland material, scale mail, and which would probably cover one of y'all as a use for a glove. You do get your 5 gold worth of materials back because that's in the sack, and that's about it.
Yeah, we had a little visitor. The corpse golem took it out. I can't really use much of any of this, but might be up your guys' alley.
Just about all of you could use the spears like a toothpick.
Morbilar's got an idea for
Or
that if nobody
parts.
else wants it.
Also, Morbular, that bag includes a lot of the stuff the Pixie pillaged.
A lot, more like 10%. Forgive me. Thank you for helping to recover that. Would you mind showing me where the body is?
It's under the rocks over there.
Morbilar's gonna go over, move the rocks away, look at it for a second, pull out his gun, shoot it, put the rocks back on top of it, and walk away.
Was that necessary?
It was for me. Admittedly, I don't feel too much better, but I did say I was going to shoot him, and now I have.
Desecrate a body again, and you and I will have words.
I imagine we shall, but that will be for another day. Alrighty. Anybody else taking that tiny spear? Or can I have that?
No, you hear what it is.
All yours.
Fantastic. That'll be a good thing to put a little infusion on for fun stuff later. Alright, if everything's back to normal, Morbilar will, yeah, he'll go back on patrol, I guess, until morning.
Nothing else is going to happen tonight. Anybody going to share with Abby the shrine in the woods?
Yeah, I'll stick around there and tell her about this weird shrine a little bit. And, not sure where my notes, but just tell her, I think, the basic of it.
Bizarre. We'll have to see if anything comes of this.
Just, don't go near it, I guess.
Well, no reason to right now.
Next morning comes, they pack everything up. You see the wizard come climb down a rope that he tosses out of midair. He just climbs on down, takes up the rope. His two things run off into the woods. Morning. Had a good adventure?
Morbilar just kind of glares at him, but doesn't say anything.
What? I did nothing to you.
Next time, tell us when you're setting golems loose.
Kind of noticed them yesterday.
Are these the only two you have, or are there more we should be aware of?
There's a third one, but I don't call him out until I need him.
Would you mind letting us know at least what it looks like, so we don't, accidentally break it?
It's a much bigger version of the clay golem.
The less gross one. Okay, very well.
Taps a little necklace on him, and you can see clay dust moving around in there. He's with me all the time.
How poetic. Are we ready to go?
He jumps up on the other guy's cart, sits down and ready to roll around.
I don't know if we have time for it, but if it's not too far, Morvilar would go back over and look at the statue again just to see if it's still holding those components, or if they turned into something, or if they disappeared.
They are no longer there.
Son of a bitch. Alright, yeah, he'll walk back. Alright, I'm ready to go. Pulls out his book and, like, scribbles something out real quick and puts it back.
Midway through the day, you start to see smoke ahead of you on the road. Caravan stops. Oi, you guards! Go find out what that is. Son of a bitch, I think my map done died again.
I notice there's a map way above the table, if that's the one you were looking for.
I think Spot's just having issues with Steam today.
Yeah, apparently Steam and me are... Well, it let me play Phoenix Point all day.
Is it like a Wi-Fi issue, or is it a cloud status issue? Because I remember a while ago, for some reason, I was having cloud status issues, and it would just kick me out of games.
The problem is I don't have a clue because it just froze up and started spinning. So, again, the caravan master tells y'all, head out, go find out what's going on.
All right. Morvilar will set out without hesitation, because he wants to shoot stuff again, because he's still pissed off about losing components.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna hop out of the back.
Wolf,
Yeah.
Adeline. Albania.
Sorry, I blanked out there. Yeah, just do a perception check. Scan the area, I guess. Or scan whatever we're looking at.
Alright. You have to go over the other side of the hill to see all that, but if you
I can
go
fly
with it-
up.
Oh, that's true. You do see there's a few overturned carts. The smoke is coming from at least one of the carts was lit on fire. It is now kind of out because there's nothing left to burn. And that's kind of the perception you get from all the way up there.
Quick question, did we get a long rest before we started, or did we not because we were on duty?
You guys were on duty. It's midday, so 6 in the morning till noon. You got 6 out of your 10 so far. For the 2 elves, that's plenty enough to call it a long rest, because you only need 4, but the rest of them are not as fortunate.
Nice. It's just one spell slot, but it helps. He's gonna do the same thing he did the other day. Activate one of the gems on his gauntlet. The kind of green shimmer goes around him, sinks back into the skin. As he casts False Life on himself again, gains some temporary HP. 7 temp HP.
And I'm gonna come back down and tell everyone it's like a caravan up ahead got attacked. All the wagons are on fire, no sign of survivors. Do we want to keep going or do we want to go around?
Should probably tell the wagon boss.
See what they think.
I'm gonna bring the wagons into the woods, that's for sure. Make sure there's nobody laying in ambush.
Let's go see, I guess.
Creep up if it'll be easier that way.
We are going I'm gonna stealth this time and hopefully not. I shouldn't.
I rolled a 5 on my stealth.
It's okay, there's nobody left. You guys go quietly, get up there. Wolf in the plate mail armor sounds like a kettlebell ringing the whole way. There's still, like, not grain or anything, but you still see pelts. You see some finished-ish timber, and a few other commodity items. And who is going to volunteer to be the perception person for this one?
I've been rolling like crap.
I assume it's
Same.
bright out, and I have disadvantage in those conditions, so probably not the drow.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, I can, but it would be at disadvantage.
All right, let's see how I'll take a roll. Let's see how badly this goes.
I'll do one too.
12.
We can both lose.
Oh no. Abby, if you have proficiency, you can aid him or help him, but it's not two different rolls.
Oh, okay. All right, so scratch that roll then.
I have proficiency,
We.
but I have disadvantage.
Yeah, same.
So you got a 12 there, buddy?
Yep.
Abby, are you helping him?
If I can, I just have regular perception though.
No, that would be a bad idea. With a 12, Mr. Wolf, you manage to sift through the former wagons, and you come across a very strange small bolt. It's about the size of your forearm. Well, I mean, it's as thin as a bolt.
Wait, are we talking like machine bolt, or are we talking like a bolt of felt?
A bolt from a
From a what now?
crossbow.
Crossbow.
As soon as Morbilar sees that, he's gonna... Can I take a look at that? Is there some sort of roll I can do to identify where it may have came from?
Yes. Investigation.
Alright, that is 18.
You recognize where it came from very easily. It's from down below.
This is Drow make. Interesting that they would be raiding what appears to be traders up here. I will let the rest of the party know. Looks like Dark Elves may have done this.
Well, we've already seen dark elves up here before, so it isn't the most strange. And the fact that they're stealing stuff isn't really that strange either, but still, they're up here. But not at the same time.
Seems to be more common lately for some reason. I mean, I know why I'm up here. I can't account for the rest of us.
I want to do a combined investigation, figure this out.
I'm not technically proficient, so I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, me neither.
Nope.
Can I look for symbols on the bolt?
No, they don't carve that in.
Okay. Then yeah, I wouldn't be overly concerned. I would just be asking the drow that are with us, is there anything going on underground that could cause your people to come up here?
That is a good question that I never bothered to ask DM about. I'm not even sure what the name of the city Morvilar is from. I never got around to asking that, so... DM? Would I know anything about any sort of drow conflicts ongoing?
The fact that there are missing people, so, like, no bodies laying around, they could have been up here gathering slaves, which is very common for drow.
Nothing too unusual here. Now that I look at it, looks like they may have just, from the account of lack of bodies, maybe taking slaves. Not too uncommon. Do I know anything about, like, their... is this, like, an unusual place for them to be, or anything like that? Or is it just, like, everything above ground is free game?
Most often they come out of cave systems without mountains around here. It's kind of difficult for them to get here. It's an unusual place to set up, so somewhere there may be an encampment of them, and they're just going to continue to loot, raid, and assault. And then, you know, once they get their quota, I guess will be a nice word to say, then they'll march back to, you know, the nearby mountains and go back into the Underdark. It's a little weird for them to, you know, be that far away from the mountainsides.
And then I'm guessing Morvular explains all this to me.
Sure, he'll be helpful today. Yeah, he'll let you guys know.
How deep into the trade are your people?
Another good question for the DM. Not sure.
How deep into what?
Slave trade, I'm
Slave
assuming.
trade. Mm-hmm.
Almost all of Drow society is, they grow their food by using slaves to work the mushroom fields. They use slaves to do all the manual labor. For a Drow, that's despicable. They're aristocracy, or aristocrats. They don't dig holes and clean sewers. That's what things are for.
I'm gonna reach into my pack and pull out that piece of paper that I have with the house of, did you say Benray?
Correct.
I'm gonna show it to Morvular and say, do you recognize this?
Yes, that is a house symbol.
Which one?
One of the more powerful ones that I would really rather not cross. They're one of the more influential ones, and I believe I've done business with them in the past, and as such, I'm not really at liberty to disclose too much about them. Where did you find that symbol?
Down in the mine.
Oh, those slaves, huh? Yes, I see.
Where is this house located?
Another good question for DM. I assume one of the big cities, but, yeah. GM?
I am drawing a blank on the goddamn name, but it is the main Drow city. I know it's not Minas Tirith.
Helm's Deep.
No, it's one of the underground cities. I was about to say Melbourne, but no, that's from a different book series. Give me 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Moria?
Menzoberranzan. Menzoberranzan. Menzoberranzan.
Ouch.
Benzoberranzan. Lovely place. Lots of nice architecture. They are pretty good at keeping most of their slaves out of direct line of sight, which, most people prefer. You don't want your help getting in the way. Present company excluded, of course. But yes, they're one of the more influential houses, and I certainly... Being that they were a rather good client, I'm not really ready to cross them.
I'll have to find them on my own then at some point. I have some questions for them.
It's not finding them that's the hard part, it's, getting them to listen to you.
Well, don't think there's much more we can do here unless you want to loot through the rubble.
Slowly the caravan comes over the hill. Safe?
That is hard to say. Well, we haven't been attacked yet, but we'll keep an eye out. Are there any obvious, ambush spots? Or can I do some sort of, CSI shit to see the direction the bolt may have came from, or anything like that?
I think it's called sleight of hand to do stealth. No, not do stealth roll.
Stealth roll, okie doke. That is a... Oh, that's good. 6.
In the dark, every rock is a great hiding place.
This place is a goddamn minefield. Yep, it's safe. Come on through.
Caravan will actually stop, and a couple of the carts will load up as much of the stuff that is just laying on the ground that's sellable.
Morvilar nods with approval. No sense letting good trade goods just lay about for anybody to pick up.
Leo walks over to the party. Why would they be stealing the food?
Food? Did we determine that they were stealing the food?
There's only
They're
two.
taking everything.
No. I mean, that's what's missing.
Other than the people, yes. I imagine slaves have got to eat. If there's food there for them, why not take it with you?
Interesting bit of information. Closest place to hear that slavers would bring them is to the coast.
What was that about slavers in the coast?
There's a slave trade here. If you were going to have slaves, you'd bring them to the coast to sell them at the slave markets.
Or onto a ship.
That's assuming they were taking them to sell, not use for their own needs.
Good sir, I don't think slavers have a real reason to keep slaves around. I mean, after all, that's what they are in the market to do. Find slaves, sell slaves. You realize he has no idea that you're talking about dark elves.
I was actually just thinking that. Do we mention that should we mention that to him? And that's out of character. Or just kind of keep that close to our chest for now, since we have 2 dark elves in the party.
Yeah, I don't think Morvilar is going to tell this guy. He does not trust this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that route. Being that we have 2 dark elves in the party, I won't divulge that information to this jackass.
Yeah, I won't divulge either because... Yeah, I'm not telling the wizard anything. Especially after last night.
No, I just see it as simple business. Just going out and selling.
Well, if they were our people, I would assume you would go get them because they would be close to the coast. But they're not our concern. I have business to attend to at tonight's stop.
Tonight's stop, that's not at the city, is it? Is this, do we have a particular place we're stopping at in mind?
Yes, there is a haunted crypt that is of a special kind of worrisome for people around here, and I've been asked to do a ritual. And since this caravan is going past it anyway, I figured I'd stop by or at least use the caravan to get me there safely.
Morvilar just kind of stares at him. We are intentionally stopping at a haunted crypt with a trading caravan? Are you insane? Do you want us to get killed?
That's what I paid the caravan to bring me to. They chose to take the money. You're the hired help. Guess what you'd have to do tonight?
Guard the caravan, but once you've left the caravan because you've reached your destination, we are under no obligation to guard you. Hopefully we can convince the caravan to carry on after we've dropped you off at your intended location. Unless you intend
concur.
to pay us more for guarding you, which is always something I'm open to negotiate.
Huh. I have no intention of hiring the help that could be so easily bested by a little fae.
Well, best of luck to you, hiding in your little hidey hole up in the air then. I'm sure you'll do just great at that crypt.
Goes and talks with the caravan leader. Once they load everything up, they begin to proceed, and you do get to a haunted temple. The night is approaching. The caravan leader decides, we're going to spend the night here. Adius, take your slaves over there. Guards, there's a graveyard over there. I'd prefer if you made your encampment there. After all, if something comes out of the graves, I'd rather it come out to meet you, not us.
How much did we get paid at this point?
You've received nothing. When you get to where you're going to receive a grand total of 2 gold.
I thought it was 3.
Somebody argued for 3, but not everyone.
I argued it for the group.
Well, if that's the case, then yes, everybody will get 3 gold. 2 for the arrival and safe passage, and 2 silver per day. So officially you are at, this is your 2nd day, so that'll, or, once you're done tonight, you will officially all get 4 silver if you depart from the caravan.
I'm gonna
Oh.
go over to Movular as the camp's getting set up. How much are we willing to bet our wizard friend paid the caravan to stop here?
I wouldn't be surprised. Although, I would wonder if he does have golems, with as much confidence in them as he has, why he would need to travel with the caravan here anyway. You'd think if he were confident in his abilities, he wouldn't need anybody else to escort him.
True.
Be that as it may, I'm already down 35 gold on this whole trip, so if we do have to abandon them, then, he says this part quietly, then we will have to do so. But I'm not risking my life for 3 gold, that's for certain. But depending on what goes out of this haunted crypt, we'll see what happens.
And I'm just trying to get to the city. Other than that, I'm partial. But need to travel with the group, need to travel with the group.
You say
How close do we
safety
feel like
in
getting to
numbers.
that crypt? Exactly. Speaking of, how close do we feel like getting to that crypt?
Good question. I wouldn't prefer to be... I don't know. I suppose to guard the caravan effectively, we should be at least as close as they are, if not a little bit further, or a little bit closer. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, we don't know what's gonna potentially be in there. I say we keep ourselves between the crypt and the caravan, and if we have, there's 2 of us look to the crypt, 2 of us look to the caravan. We protect each other's backs.
That is the camp that Adius and his people are going to be staying at. press that in order for you to hear me talk. That building will be the place where the caravan and all of them will be sleeping, with only one entrance. And they do expect you to be where your characters are currently located, because if something is going to come out of the crypts, they want you guys as close as possible. In case of they want to eat flesh, they can eat yours as far as the caravan's concerned.
So is this the crypt here?
That's the graveyard, yes, and that is a crypt.
Maiko is going to look at all of the graves and see which one was the strongest in their past life.
Alright, how do we expect to do that?
Investigation. Or would that be insight?
I don't know if there's a history roll involved.
Sure. History I can do. History I can't do, that's a 7.
Seeing Maiko sort of fumbling around, Morvila will turn to Wolf. You're a holy man, right? What do you see here? Is there anything to be concerned about? Any spots that might be a little more active than others?
With that, I will activate a divine sense to detect good, evil, within 60 foot, anything affected by hollow spell, or know the location of celestial fiend or undead.
Oh, you're standing in hell as far as your vision is going.
That's good to know.
This place is wrought with lots of undead power, and there seems to be something undeadly fiendish about it.
I will relay all of that to everyone present. Stay on your guard.
Alive right now, or just the remains they are?
Fantastic place to stop. Thank you, Wizard. This was such a good plan.
Yes, it was.
3 bloody gold.
I can't tell if this is a good idea or not. I have a spell, like a druid spell, that's called Gentle Riposte. It just makes it so then I can make a corpse become not alive. Like it just stays undead. It doesn't arise from the ground or anything. But I have to dig up. I have to see the body and perform a spell on it. I don't know if this is a good idea.
I would vote against digging up an entire graveyard, but that might just be me.
Out of character, I thought Gentle Riposte was stopping a dead body from decaying so you can bring it back to life later on.
Yep, I just read that. I'm so
Hey,
So
no
prevents
worries,
a
no worries.
dead body from becoming undead. And preserves it so you can cast a resurrection spell within a certain time period or something.
So the stopping the dead body from becoming undead though is handy. But yeah, in this context, since we're surrounded by an entire crypt,
Probably not
Yeah,
smart.
I don't know, but hey, if you're going after the strongest one, like, Aldinia's not going to care what you do. Just don't let her see you digging up the grave.
Further inspections is probably not a good idea. So, what time of day is it?
It's just moving into nighttime. How so will we separate the who's taking first, second, and third watch?
Thank God the sun's finally gone down. Now I can actually see things. I'll take first watch.
I'll take second.
I'll take second. Oh, go ahead then. I'll take third.
Alrighty.
All right, Mr. Second Watch. Been waiting to find out who that was going to be. Be a little separated from the group because you're keeping an eye on things. I will take your perception roll if you'd be so kind.
Wow, I'm really hell with my perception today. I got 7.
So you got 17.
Yes.
Slightly feel a cold wind blow past. A blue-ish, a ice cold blue energy emanates from the crypt. Immediately, two things appear in your vision. One has a trumpet up to its lips and begins to blow, and you do not hear a sound from something that can actually blow because it doesn't have the ability to do so. But get a bad feeling about this.
No, it's
So
not.
who's on the outskirts? Oh, we got Miss Adeline. And then we had Mr. Wolf's gonna have a fun day. I love the fact that his shield says R.I.P.
I don't know if this might become relevant, but the Steel Defender does say the Defender cannot be surprised. Just in
Excellent.
case that becomes relevant in a moment.
So, really quickly, Mr. whoever, Abilene, does a 16 succeed in hitting you? Aldenia.
Does a 16 hit me? Yes, it does.
Considered to be grappled.
Okay.
Directly below you is Movular. I'm presuming that an 8 plus 5, so that's 8, 9, 10, 13. I don't think that's going to hit you, does it, Movular?
That will miss.
And then Mr. Wolf. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Does that hit?
Yes.
Considered to be grappled.
You're gonna
Initiative.
hear me yelling. Yeah. You're gonna hear me yelling for whatever this is to unhand me.
16.
6.
Or
12.
names. Wolf, what was yours?
16.
Mobular?
6.
Car?
12.
Abby?
4.
Have to roll for the monsters. God. Of course, the priest get an 18, which is useless. And the skeletal soldiers get a 1. Good time to get rid of that 1 out of my rolling pool.
Like I wasted my nat 20 on a fucking perception check.
So, skeletal priests. Nobody is injured, so they get to use their abilities doing the other thing. Dexterity saving throw, my dear boy.
Ten.
10. Full damage.
Owie.
Oh, don't be too nervous. It's not actually that bad. 2 plus 2, 4 points of damage.
Okay.
That's horribly good. Everybody inside of the blue, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 1.
3 and a 1 for a 4.
And
You'll take full damage.
And-
And still defender.
Oh yeah, that's right. He rolls too, huh? Hold on one sec. 5
and
on
I
the
in that
die.
zone.
5 on the die plus 3, 8 for the steel defender. And Aldinia is not in the zone.
Okay.
Go if you want to be, I'll let you.
Nope.
I think that would have her standing on a fire.
Just a bit.
So, everybody who did not save, which would be all of you, 5, 6, 7 points of damage. So everybody who took any sort of damage from that, you feel the icy cold fingers of death clawing at your flesh. And in the case of Movular, where you can, Wolf, where your opponent is standing directly in front of you, you notice that the small blue tendrils roll into that skeleton and slowly close back together, long since dead skin. So, next up is Wolf.
So, reading the grappled effect, specifically for attack action, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against any target other than the grappler. Does that mean I can just attack the grappler?
Yes.
Works for me. Great sword. If I find the right page. Let's roll. There we go. $13 and a 5 for an 18.
Well, that easily hits.
Damage is 6, 4, and a 3 for a 13.
And it's a dead skeleton. Oh wait, that's slashing. How much was it?
13.
6.
Is that all slashing, or is there like a smite in there?
No, that was all slash.
Gotcha.
As I just see a skeleton.
Well,
This concerns me, though.
well, no, it didn't die, and I don't feel like going and finding that miniature again, so I just used one of my extras.
That's fair.
Anything else, Mr. Wolf?
No.
Car, you are grappled, if I'm not mistaken.
If the cone attack did grapple me, then yes.
No. So, alright, so you're free to do as you wish.
Alrighty. Are all of... Okay. I am going to cast Aid on Mobular, Wolf, and Aldenia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can say it right. Aldenia, which means I just get 5 more points for 8 hours. I was going to cast it before we rested, but I completely forgot. So blame me.
Hey, I mean, I casted False Life twice and never used that temp HP, so at least you're doing something useful.
As a reaction, let me just see how this works again. The one in front of Wolf, can that one do a Dex 12 saving throw for my Halo spores?
It can try.
Alright,
It will not.
sweet. That will be 1 point of damage. And yeah, that'll be my turn.
Right. Movular.
Okie dokie, first time actually using the Steel Defender in combat, so let me read this real quick. In combat, the defender shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. Alright, so I move and then it moves. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only reaction it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. Alright, so I gotta use my bonus action to tell it what to do, otherwise it just kinda kicks it. Alright, so first thing I'm gonna do is... There's a skeleton directly behind me, right?
Correct.
And the Steel Defender doesn't move until after I finish my shit, so... Alright. I can't shoot the one next to me because it'll be at disadvantage. I'm going to shoot the one that's behind Aldinia over here.
Alright.
11 plus, what is it, 6? 17 to hit.
It easily hits.
Minimum damage, 5 piercing damage, which I'm curious to see if that even does anything to a skeleton.
They're resistant to slashing and piercing, so it is halved, so 7 becomes 3.
Yay. Actually, I think it was 5, so that becomes, what, 2?
Oh, sorry. No, it'll still be 3.
Oh, sweet. That works for me. Alright, and then my bonus action...
I'm gonna round out. I'm gonna round up because it's easier. If everybody rounds up, it's always round up.
Always round up. Sounds good to me. Alright, and then I'm going to yell at my Steel Defender, get the one that's on me. And Steel Defender will move 5 feet and then take a swing at this one.
Almost. Your Steel Defender left a square next to your skeleton on Wolf. He does get a reaction. Does an 18, 13 plus 5, 18 hit your Steel Defender?
It sure does.
Need to figure out which one of these dice is a D8. And it is going to do a whopping 4 plus 2, 6 points of damage to the Steel Defender.
Alright, noted. Steel Defender tanking all sorts of damage here. Alright, and then he's going to make a swing on this skeleton, and he rolled a 14 to hit.
Ooh, you're going to miss.
14 misses a skeleton? Good lord.
Those have 15.
This is those stupid dogs all over again.
No, the dog's only had a 12. That would have hit the dog. The
Well,
funnier
in
ones.
case-
Sorry, the funnier ones are the 2 skeletal priests. They've got a grand AC of a 5. I was like, oh god. All right, well, they're gonna get hit often.
That's almost impressive. Alright, and then, yeah, let's see. So, Steel Defender is within 5 feet of the skeleton and me, so perfect. He's gonna just, that'll be my turn.
Alright, it's Mobular. Abby, or Aldenia.
Well, I'm still grappled. Am I able to reach my dagger in my belt?
Yes.
Okay, I am going to try and stab whatever's grappling me.
Okay.
Does it for 21 to hit? Oh, Lord.
Let me think about that. 21. Yes.
For a whopping 3 damage.
It is at 6 damage since Mobular hit it. It's still up.
I'm just trying to get it to let go of me.
Oh, that's a strength check. That's not a damage. Well, I mean, if you
Oh, okay.
kill it, it'll
Oh, okay.
if you kill it, it will let go of you.
Okay, I thought like if I stabbed it in the arm or something, it might let me go.
Oh, that's right. It's a stabbing weapon, so 3 becomes 2. Anything else?
Try to get it, try to shake it off of me.
Action, and you've already used that attacking.
Okay, so then, nope, I'm out.
Alright. Well, we'll start off with the skeleton against you, then. Strength versus strength roll, please.
Dang it, 3. That's a horrible roll.
Don't feel bad, I didn't do much better. I rolled a 5. So, what is your strength bonus?
+1.
He still beat you just off the roll. Thank goodness. I thought I was going to be worried. He begins to drag you deeper into the dirt.
Fuck.
And we have a
What?
skeleton on the defender and Movular. 5 plus 5, 10. I don't think that's going to hit you, Movi.
That will not. But because it's fun and my thing is there and I want to use this, the Steel Defender is going to use its reaction to deflect attack to impose disadvantage on it. Entirely unnecessarily, but just because it's fun. He like swings up the the back end of the hammer thing and the hook that's there. You finally understand the reason for it. It kind of catches the skeleton's weapon and kind of makes it aim the other way.
So, 3 plus 5 will be 8, which is less than the original 10. So instead of the 10, he gets an 8 and still same result. All you did was
I figured it wasn't going to help, but hey, it was fun.
Well, it does. It's just I had already missed on the regular roll.
Fair enough.
Skeleton on Mr. Wolf. 6 plus 5, 11. I'm pretty sure that's gonna miss.
Yes.
Injury on 2 of them, and they are very, very far away. Mr. Wolf, dexterity saving throw. Movular, dexterity saving throw. And Adeline, dexterity saving throw.
7 and a 1 for an 8.
14.
I swear to God, these digital
12.
dice are going to give me a heart attack. Because that 7 looks like a damn 1.
Yep.
By
Yep.
the way, Adeline, as you are grappled, you have disadvantage.
So I have to roll again.
And take the lowest.
13. Oh, nope, not that. Okay. Okay, where the heck? Oh, it's because this one's not hooked up to the campaign. Yeah, I was messing with my character sheet, and this one's not hooked up, so there's no review for the dice roll. Did I say 13 twice?
Sure, we'll go on that one. You'll take full
Yeah,
damage
it was
as
either-
well as Wolf.
Okay.
Both of you take 7. Mr. Movular, you take 7 rounded in half, so 3, 4.
Noted.
And the skeleton warrior in front of Wolf will heal back to 0 wounds. Priest on. Alright. So 24 hits you with a nat 20. Mr. Mushroom.
Yeah, I think that is a little higher than 16, so.
So it would be 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 2, 12, 13 points of damage.
Owie.
Well, it's a crit. He gets his full 1d6, and then He rolled a 5 and he gets a +2. Because it's a crit, you feel the bone jarring all the way to your soul as that freeze takes root. Mr. Wolf.
Let's see here. You know what, there's not a whole lot I can do, so... Great sword again. 10 and a 5 for a 15.
It's on the number.
Damage is 6, 2, and 3 for 11. That's slashing again, so 6.
Correct.
And for posterity's sake, that is the guy right in front of me.
I kind of figured since he's the one grappling you. Would you like to throw in a smite?
You know what? Sure. There is a smite. This way. Where's that? Where's that? Smite, extra 2d8 radiant. Smite is 2 and 8 for 10.
Oh, he's dead. Five, 10, 15. Your smite not only strikes the thing in front of you, but you feel the presence behind. Oh wait, your vengeance. Never mind. You don't have a god, or you might, but it's definitely vengeance doesn't use gods. That's your bonus action because it's a smite. Moving on to Car.
We are going to cure wounds myself. Or healing word. Sorry, not cure wounds. Healing word myself. Shape to get 12 hit points back.
12 temporary hit points. They don't count towards your total.
Still nice to have. And, yeah, that'll be my turn.
Alright, Movular.
Alright, noticing that the spellcasters seem to be somewhat healing that skeleton before Wolf literally smashed it into pieces with divine energy, Movular is going to shout, mostly to the Steel Defender, but to everybody in general, "Get the casters!" And he is going to take a shot at this one over here.
Roll to hit. It shouldn't be hard.
That will be a dirty 20.
That easily hits AC of 5.
3 plus 4, 7 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
And then, let's see, I was going to have the Steel Defender. Yeah, he's going to hit the Skeletal Warrior that's next to me. Let's see, so that is a plus 4 to hit. 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
That will be 6 force damage. As it just smashes down with the big-ass studded club, like blue energy kind of almost crackling off of the little studs on it, just kapoosh.
Abilene, you can fly.
Heh Aldini, yeah, technically, but whatever. I'm gonna cast Command on what's grappling me. Or try. It's a Wisdom saving throw of 12.
Yeah, that ain't working for him. So, what is your command, and does it work on undead?
It says a creature you can see within range must succeed on a saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. Choose from these options. It does not specify undead.
Okie-dokie.
So I'm going to tell it to drop me, and it has to, since it failed, it has to drop whatever it's holding on its next turn, and then its turn ends.
Okie-dokie. Which it'll do immediately after you're done.
Yeah, and I am done.
Alright, it lets you go. Its turn is over, and the other skeleton still swinging at Movilar.
Steel Defender will deflect attack again to impose disadvantage.
19, does that strike?
19, even with disadvantage? Yes, that would hit.
Oh, I rolled a 19 to begin with, plus 5, which would give me 24. And then I rolled a 14 plus 5, which gives me the 19.
Damn. Alright, what's the damage?
Grabbing the wrong die. 6 plus 2, 7, 8.
Ouch.
It is done. That one's done. 2 priestly thingies swinging at Mr. Mushroom. That is going to miss with a 1. That is not going to miss. 17 plus 2, 19. Does that hit?
That does it.
Don't worry, it's not a crit again, so 7 points of damage though. Ice cold, bonely chilling. Since it's already touched your soul once, it feels like it's settling in. Mr. Wolf, you are no longer grappled by the one that was trying to, eat your lunch. So now you may move and attack as you wish.
We're gonna charge at this lady, swing with the sword. 17 and 5 for 22.
Very easily.
Yeah.
31 and 3 for 7 damage. And let's throw in another smite.
Hell yeah.
That is a 5 and a 3 for another 8. Or 4, 8. So total damage 15? Yes.
It's a dead.
5, 10, 15, 20. And we'll sprint up here and give this one something else to attack other than Miko.
very kind thought. Hoping it works. Let's see. Miko, it is your turn.
Sweet. I'm going to pull my dagger and slash at the zombie sorcerer lady.
Oh, that hits. AC 5. If you can't hit it, I'm gonna be amused. That means you rolled a 1. I guarantee everybody here is at least +4 or +3.
Alright, it takes 6 damage from my dagger and 5 necrotic damage from my symbiotic, not that, the wild shape I did.
So 5 and 9, or 5 and 4 is 9. And you said how much for the dagger?
The dagger did, 6 damage.
Which is 3, which is 12. Total, it's dead.
There we go.
We still have 2 of them to go. Movular!
Alright, he'll spin around, draw his short sword, and make a quick slash at the Skellimon. 12 plus... what is it for the short sword? 12 plus 5, 17 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
That is 9 points of, what's that say, piercing damage.
It don't matter, he had 2 health left.
So I will, as my bonus action, command the Steel Defender to charge over and try to smash the one that is attempting to drag my party member underground.
The skeleton looks at you, but we have a underground rave going. We're just trying to get dance partners.
Then bring them through the caves, not directly through the dirt. And that will be a 15 to hit.
That hits.
And his damage is, where is it? 1d8 plus 2 force. Where the fuck is my d8? There we go. Oh, that's fun. 4 force damage.
It's at 10, still alive.
And that will be my turn.
Abby.
Okay. How close am I to the nearest magic wielder, if there's any still alive?
10 feet
I
away.
think I'm
Oh,
considered. Yeah, 10.
Okay. I want to go up to them, attack them with my spear for 10 to hit.
I think there's been a misunderstanding here.
Yeah. Hold on. Did you mean magical wielding one of them?
Yeah, whatever enemies are around.
Yeah, the only enemy left is the skeleton that was trying to drag you to hell.
Okay, turn around and it was 10 to hit.
Yes, that's not going to hit.
Watch where you're swinging that. You almost hit me.
Sorry.
Yeah, when you said magical caster, we're like, yeah, Movular's right there. We thought you had something good going for him.
No.
Oh, she's gonna come help me. Oh, nope, she's gonna kill me. Okay.
No, meant the enemies. Just the enemies. Yeah. Sorry, just trying to do a couple things at once here. Trying to just pay attention as best as I can, though, too. But yeah, since I'm missing Skelly, I will have to back away then. It's like, can someone try to help me get rid of this thing? And then, yeah, I have to end my turn.
If you back away, we'll get an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay. Well, not backing away, then just turning around at it since I missed, and it's like, yeah, just yelling for help.
Right? If you're going to be nice enough to turn your back to it, it's going to swing at you with advantage.
Well, I'm not turning my back to it. Like I said, I turned around, tried to hit it, missed, and now I'm just yelling for help.
Okay. So 14 plus 5, 19.
Did my Steel Defender already use its reaction this turn?
Believe you tried to use it. I don't remember.
Let's see, because it was my turn, and then we killed the stuff. I can't fucking remember. He'll try to impose disadvantage if he does have his reaction, otherwise, yeah.
15, does that hit?
Me? Yes.
I tried.
I'm sorry. 8 plus 2, 10 points of damage.
Okay. And I am very, very hurt.
It's done, so we go back to Wolf.
Charge up, stand on the fire for a minute, swing at the skeleton. 3 and a 5 for an 8.
That will miss the skeleton.
No, not this again.
That was action. You know what? Bonus action. Yeah, bonus action. I'm going to use Shield of Faith on Aldinia, which is Shimmering Field surrounds creature +2 to your AC, and it is concentration.
Thank you.
The Mushroom Man? Has anybody heard of the Mushroom Man?
I just think of that old meme song, Badger, 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 Mushroom, Mushroom.
Huh?
I might be way older than you guys, so never mind. Except for Spot. Spot's older than me.
I've never heard of it, so...
Oh god, I'm the only one.
I remember.
No, my
Hey, there we
mind
go.
went to Muffin Man.
Good call.
Move here. We're gonna do a bonus action of Healing Word on Alina. I still don't have the name.
Thank you.
Which will be... Ooh, you get max HP. 6 hit points of HP.
Oh, nice.
And then I am going to use Chilling Touch. Wait, I need to see something. Sorry, I'm learning this. It's very confusing. Melee attacks. Okay. So yeah, we will be using Chilling Touch on that skeleton.
That'll hit.
Alright, and that is a d8. 7 points of damage.
You see your frost strike into it and course through its body, and you see injuries it has already sustained closing back up. Skeleton is very happy with you. You just healed it.
Oh! Well, I tried.
Mobular.
Alright, he'll bring up his gun, try to aim carefully, and let's kill this fucking thing. 16 plus 6, I assume that hits.
Yep, anything over a 15 will, or a 15 or better will hit.
That will be a 6 piercing damage, and bonus action tell Steel Defender to smash it in the face as well. That's a natural 20 for him, apparently.
Nice.
Wow.
That's a crit. At least this is force damage, so what's the D damage?
So that is a 5 on the die. So it's a 1d8 plus 2, so I guess that's 10, plus I rolled a 5 on the die, so 15 force damage.
Yay, it explodes.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Do we know why these things attacked us?
Presumably because we're infringing on their territory.
And we're also in a scary undead crypt that we decided to just sit here for.
To be fair, we were told to sit here.
Where's our...
And I'm going to step out of the fire.
Where's our wizard friend?
Sleeping soundly somewhere, I presume.
You think he'd want to be here for this?
Well, I just hope he wasn't the cause of it.
That
Do we have a plan if he was?
Depends on how dangerous he is. Is anybody hurt, by the way?
Anyway. I felt better.
yeah,
I
I'm
don't know
going
why
to
I've
use
been so off the game
14.
lately.
I'm going to use 14 of my points to lay on hand points to heal myself back to full health. If I did that math correct. I did.
Gonna heal Ademia again.
We can hold on. We can lay on hands ourselves.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just put my hand up and just say, thanks, but save the healing for yourself. And then, yeah, I'm gonna use 4 of mine just for now. And then, yeah, that's a more comfortable spot.
Morvila will point at Miko. Are you alright? Do you need healing?
I currently have 8 hit points and 5 10. So.
Ow.
Alright, I will walk over, pull a little vial from his tool belt, kind of lock it into the gauntlet as this, like, big, giant, fucking, like, hypodermic needle pops out, and the needle, like, unfolds forward. And then he slams the little vial in the back of it, jabs it into Maiko as I cast Cure Wounds. That will be 6 points for healing. And don't touch that spot for a bit, it'll be a little bit sore.
I've got worse burns.
And then he pulls out some other little mechanical contraption from his tool belt, pops a little green gem onto it, and places it on the steel defender. And you notice it's this little tiny mechanical spider that starts crawling around and kind of fusing all the stuff back together on the steel defender with the mending spell, which takes a minute. So I'll see if I can apply that healing or if something else happens before then.
You do see your little friend and his 2 golems come wandering out of the building. Trouble?
We will
I
have.
think you already know the answer to that.
Technically, yes, but I wanted to hear it from your lips, my ears.
I wouldn't call trouble personally. Just some local residents had some issues with our being here, and we dealt with them as we were paid to do.
Minor inconvenience at most. I mean, the only trouble and annoying that I see here is that stuff.
Tell me what happened. That way I know what I might be in tomorrow.
Well, we'd be delighted to, but first could you tell us what you were up to in that little crypt there?
I was with the Caravan.
Insight check?
Oh, oh, he's not lying. That's where he came out of. Where these things came out of is the crypt that's out here with you.
Good, because I rolled a 5.
Now, Miko
What were your
knows what happened.
little minions doing in the crypt?
Protecting everyone. Well, technically protecting where my rope trick comes out, but nonetheless, still the same.
Well, you know, information is worth thousands of more times than any gold piece could be. So, I might know what you're talking about, but I really, don't like you. So, can I get something in return if I might mayhaps have this information?
You're wishing payment for information?
More people with information are a lot better than people with gold at times, that's for sure.
Let's see, you're getting paid a grand total of 3 gold, correct?
Yeah.
Pulls out a coin purse. Here's double what you're getting paid for your little bit of information that you may share.
I give Mogular a look since I'm not the biggest guy in money, and I'm like, is this a good idea?
As soon as he hears about money, what is this? What are you paying him for?
Has information of what happened. I would like that information just because I'll probably need it in the morning.
And you're paying him what? 6 gold? 5 gold for information?
Yes, twice what you're getting paid for the trip. That's well within reason.
Then I suppose, he looks over at Maiko, you get 5 gold's worth of information. How much does that buy him, my friend? I imagine not the whole truth, or at least not all the details. That's not a lot of money, you understand.
Yeah, one would agree, but
Okay, well, hold on to your information. I have plenty of things better to spend gold on.
I think a better trade is information for information. You tell us what your golems were up to, and if Maiko feels so inclined, he could tell you what happened out here. I suspect the two might be related.
now that is something worth it.
Very simple, as I had already stated for free. They were in the temple protecting the Caravan people. If, in fact, anything got past the guards posted, which would be you, and I was in my little tent like I always am.
Main thing I want to know is kind of what we're getting ourselves into.
I believe you're hired on as guards for the camp, or guards for the caravan. I believe that's all you're into.
Not when you're around.
Was just gonna say, you know more than you're letting on, and I think my colleague here would just appreciate more information than what you're disclosing. So would I.
I was hired to come to this location and seal or hollow the ground so that things like those, he points at the skeletal remains on the ground, don't come back to life. I'm a little bit of a aristocrat, so maybe my personality is grating to you. I'm not one of the poor people, but in general, I am not the villain of anyone's story.
As far as you know, you could start with your Halloween over here at this graveyard over here. There does seem to be, as I'm sure a man of your talents has noticed, quite a bit of undead energy over here. Perhaps you could hollow that area. I think it would be quite effective.
Oh, what I'm going to do tomorrow will hollow the entire area.
Well, would have been better served to have hollowed it tonight, but do what you will.
If I'm not mistaken, you said you didn't want to aid me in hollowing the grounds because you were only paid to defend the caravan. So I let you do what you were going to do. Tomorrow, I'll do what I'm supposed to do.
Do I look like I have the ability to do that? You and I... Magic of that sort is rare.
No, but needless to
I'm
say.
assuming anyway.
No, I brought the ritual that I need to do tomorrow to, interfere and remove the threats. Once that happens, it'll be safe here. It'll be a sanctuary and people can come bury their dead back here where they used to. That's my only intention.
Can I insight check that?
Yes, you can.
Can I not insight check that? That's a natural one. I'm just delirious as usual.
You believe him. You absolutely believe he is here to sanctify the ground.
Oh, okay. If that's the thing, then just watch out for a little icy cold feeling in your chest.
I know I failed my insight check earlier. Am I able to do another one?
We already had one person do it on his lie. So,
Yeah, I felt like since it was a nat 1, I just gave up the information. It's a nat 1. I think that's fair.
You know, I don't really like humans, but you seem perfectly trustworthy. I accept everything you're saying at face value.
he puts his golems back in defensive position for the door, facing the graveyard, and he returns inside the crypt, or the former mausoleum. Not mausoleum, church. Thank you. It's got brain work.
Well, if you all don't mind, I need to finish my shift, or start my shift. The rest of you better get some rest.
You said the most of the caravan's sleeping inside the temple, correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna ask my steel garden to go over, look in the door, and then come back and report on what he sees.
The caravan, like the night before, they just ushered the carts in. They're in their normal sleeping area. Your steel guardian will come in fast enough that, it'll see Leo climb up his little rope, disappear into his, safety after pulling the rope up with him.
Do the caravan people seem like they're normal? Do they seem like they've been maybe turned into zombies or some shit like that?
No, they're normal.
Alrighty, Steel Defender will come back. And I realize now he actually doesn't have a way to communicate, so I actually don't know any of that. That was alright.
I was going to ask, does it have a language?
It can understand any language I speak, but it doesn't say it has... Let's see. Languages. Understands the languages you speak. I don't think it can speak
Understand,
back.
yeah.
Oh.
Understand does not mean not comprehend, but communicate.
So it comes back and just kind of gestures at me, and Morbilar kind of rubs the side of his face. I didn't think of that. I'll fix this, don't worry. And he's gonna start tinkering on something.
At some point in time, all y'all go back to bed. Leo will get bored. visit with you, Adeline.
Okay,
Aldenia, sorry.
it's fine.
You look a little worse for wear, my dear.
I've been worse.
Pulls out one of his rods. Would you need the aid of healing?
Knowing you, you'll charge me for it.
I have done no such thing, my dear. This idea that I am a horrible, horrible person is quite unusual.
You're
Well,
about-
you haven't given us reason to believe anything else. Persuade me.
Uses the rod and heals you for 1d6 a day. It gives you back
How
3
much?
points of health.
Okay.
There, did I charge you?
Still a bit sore, but rest later will heal that. You have my attention. What are you doing out here exactly?
In the morning, when everybody is safely away, I will spend a portion of the day preparing a ritual. Once the ritual is over, the undead here will not rise. During that time, my guardians will protect me.
How did this place how did this place get like this?
If I judge by just what your little friend had told me, I would say that it has been possessed by an evil spirit. More than likely, that's generally the case. So, worst case scenario, what I've done sanctifying this place, tomorrow night the evil entity will come to take my life and I'll kill it.
And if it kills you first?
Then I'm not as good as I claim to be. But if it can kill 3 golems, or golems, and me, that would be rather impressive of a spirit.
Well, I've seen 2 of your golems. What's the third?
He's another clay golem like he points to the Frankenstein-looking thing, except he's considerably bigger.
Hmm. And this is why you wanted assistance?
No, this is why I wanted the caravan to stop here for the night so I could arrive here and, do what I need to do in the morning. If
Would
you're
it help
offering-
if...
If you're offering to stay and assist, I would not be privy to saying no.
Hmm.
But if you do, you'll be leaving the caravan behind and losing your pay. And I don't feel like doing that to you. You're free to go with the caravan unless if you choose to stay.
Well, if I do stay with you, would you compensate me for my trouble?
What would you consider to be fair compensation?
Well, if you don't have gold, information.
I have both, actually. Which one would you prefer?
Well, considering Mr. Goldvein's generous reward right now, information.
What information would you care for?
The location of a certain ship captain.
Do you happen to know this individual's name?
Out of character, off the top of my head, I forgot, but the ship itself is the Aeolus.
I can't assist you with the ship. I can assist you with the captain. Or any of his crew members, whichever one you prefer.
Let's start with the crew. Alright, well, let me reflect on the names. I'll get them to you in the morning.
Why by chance do you want that?
They have a friend of mine. I want them found.
Do you know your friend's
They
name?
were the last. Athos.
A little more, maybe a last name, something I can connect with.
No. Other than he looks similar to me.
Athos the Siren.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a gift. If that's...
What would that be?
What would you be able to consider that gift payment for your aid?
If we live, sure.
Okay. Out of game, 25 words or less. What do you want to tell Athos?
Oh, the sending stone.
Sending spell, but yes.
I'll message it to you.
Okay. Athos responds, so you get to write both said and response, because Athos gets to send you 25 words back.
Okay.
So
Right, yeah,
you
I
don't
will
have to,
do that and then.
you don't have to write it up now or later, but he casts a spell on you. You speak with Athos,
Mhm.
and he speaks back, and that happens. Now you can write whatever, whenever, and he
Okay.
looks at you after you seem to be done. I presume that works for you.
Indeed. Appreciated. You have my service when you need it tomorrow.
Very well. He'll leave you alone for the night and go back into his little hidey hole. Day breaks and everybody is done sleeping.
Question.
Yes.
So since elves, it's only 4 hours of sleep, right? Or meditation.
Correct.
So, given to when the third rest would be, would I be up earlier? Or me and Moby would be up earlier?
Are you gathering back your spells?
Preferably, if possible.
Yeah.
Y'all would have to spend a third rest and an extra hour just to get all your spells back.
Okay.
Because basically, if you take it as a 12-hour period, it's 4, 4, and 4. So no, you won't need an extra hour, but you can do it in the third period. So you meditated twice.
Yeah. I did.
Stoked. Hell yeah.
The caravan is packing up and getting ready to roll out.
All right. Are we ready to carry on then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit on a wagon and just take a little nap.
Before you go, the sorcerers, did they have
was the little trumpet.
Okay. Hop onto the back.
The little trumpet, is that still there, or did that disappear?
It's there. It doesn't function, but it's definitely there.
It's a contraption, it's unusual. If no one else has taken it, Morvilar will. Even if it doesn't function.
Fair.
Just so you know, there are 3 gladiuses and tattered leather armor, I think is the skeleton's gear. Whereas the little priests had, what remains of their robes and the little trumpets. So you get 2 little trumpets, 3 gladiuses, and 3 suits of tattered leather armor.
I will grab the swords and either save them to forge into something else or just straight sell them later.
So you can write on your sheet you got 3 short swords. So y'all take off with the caravan?
That is the plan. Above table, did Abby make a deal to help Leo out doing his stuff instead of coming with the caravan? Or did I mishear that?
Yep.
But you jumped in the
Sure.
caravan, and that's leaving.
Crap, sorry. Yeah, I'm just taking a nap by the church. I'm just waiting for him. Yeah, sorry, my brain's just all over the place right now.
Fair.
So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, caravan's going. I'm staying.
Most of y'all, one of your members aren't leaving with you.
Alright, looks like we've got everybody here, except... Wait, hold on. Where's the one with the wings?
I'm not too sure. Did you count the head count wrong, or?
Well, the
Are you
wing
guys-
count is certainly low.
Are they on the road yet?
I'm assuming Morvilar would have noticed before we got on the road, but up to DM.
Yeah, y'all will have noticed because, the caravan leader, goes and finds her and hands her 4 silver.
So yeah, you guys can come up and talk to us, and caravan leader's probably yelling at me.
Like, just walk away from us this one.
Oh yeah, he comes looking around, sees that she's not with y'all. As usual, we have drop-offs. Oh well, let me go find her. She gets her pay for the 2 days she did do, anyway. See the caravan leader walk around, finds Abby, Leo, and the 2 critters, and a 3rd one now.
So yeah, I'm just gonna gesture to Leo that I'll be right back, and then walk up to the party. And then basically say, sorry, I'm staying with our magician friend. I will catch up with you guys in the city. If you want.
We'll catch up with us. How much is he paying you?
He didn't pay me with gold. He gave me something else I needed.
Oh? Magic item? Gems? Something of that nature?
The voice of a friend I haven't heard in a long time.
Well, that's certainly not worth much to me. So, you intend to stay here and help him, then? Alright.
Mm-hmm. He's given me a better lead than I've had in the last couple years. I actually have a chance of finding who I'm looking for now. But granted, it probably won't be there for long.
Say about anything.
Where are you guys?
Oh, just,
Go ahead.
did he say anything about going into the crypt?
Yeah, he's gonna purify the area, or try. Granted, might get us both killed, but needs must.
So we're above table trying to figure out, like, do we stick with Abby? Do we keep going with the caravan? Because if Morvilar's offered money, he'll do whatever the fuck. He don't care.
You guys may as well keep going. If I make it to tomorrow, I'll start heading your way.
Just trying to think of a motive.
Yeah, no, other than Aldinia being our party member, I don't see a whole lot of motivation to abandon this caravan, which admittedly does still have adequate protection from the Silver Order if need be.
And that's 100% fair. I'm not expecting anyone to stay with me. Out of character.
So out of character, are you trying to have a way out of not being in future sessions because you've got other stuff going on, or?
Nope, I fully intend to be in future sessions. The magician just gave me some information for backstory purposes that my character's gonna want.
Alright.
So it's just kind of kicking some stuff off for me, and then it's literally help the dum-dum try survive and then meet up with you guys and move on.
So
It's
I'm
just
thinking
me getting direction for my character.
I'm thinking Aldinia would probably explain, like, hey, this guy can do something that you guys can't necessarily do at this time. I'm going to help him. If I survive, I'll catch up with you.
And that's pretty much what all I just said. My
Yeah.
character, yeah.
I will give you a firm handshake and say, best of luck to you, friend. If you do not catch us before we leave the next city, I shall leave a message with the Guildhall about to where we are headed. And with that, I'll head to the caravan.
Sounds good.
Morvilar will sort of consider her for a moment and then reach out for a handshake as well and lean in and kind of whisper, if he's extorting you or bribing you, blink twice.
He's not.
Are you under duress is basically what he's asking her.
Yeah, because he is bribing her, and he did pay her, so she would have to blink twice for that.
Let me rephrase that. Are you doing this against your will?
No.
Very well then.
Fully
We'll
understand
shake
what I'm
your hand.
doing.
I trust you As you say, fully know what you're doing. Best of luck to you. Perhaps we'll meet again soon.
Well, this guy's pretty trustworthy, so I don't know what the big holdup is. Yeah, you'll be safe. It's all good. Shake your hand. Doesn't want that to go down. Yeah, you're safe. It's fine. He's safe.
Theo, after hearing y'all talking, don't worry, she will not be in any harm whatsoever.
Insight check. That is a 11 to insight.
He thinks he's telling the truth.
Morvillar kind of gazes up at the massive golem, the new third one. Yeah, I think she'll be safe. All right, let's get on our way then.
Alright, he lets y'all depart. Aldina will meet you at the city, because literally what he's going to tell you to do is he wants you to fly upwards and point out where things are coming from, and his golems will do the rest.
Okay. Eye in the sky, basically.
Yeah, he doesn't need you physically. He wants observation. So if they're coming from one of the walls that his golems aren't at, move a golem there. If they're coming all from one central direction, he can move move all the golems there. He winds up being perfectly safe the entire time. You get an insight check if you'd like it, or actually an arcane check.
Okay. Arcana 16.
In the various things that he does, you realize that he is silencing the graves, but there's an underlying part of it where only he can bring up.
What happened?
Oh, he does the ritual, and with your Arcana check, you realize that he is not actually sealing the graves or banishing them, never to be able to be raised again. He's actually locking them under his control, and only he can.
Seeing that, but him having helped me how he did, I'm going to be very wary of him in the future, but for now, say nothing.
I have one more gift for you, Birdie.
Oh.
I wish your friends would have stayed. It would have behooved you far beyond your current state. But I have the ability to either bring you to the city they're all going to, or to where your friend is.
Well, where my friend is, we have no chance of getting out of on our own to the city.
Very well. They'll be, you'll be waiting for them for a while, but I'm sure you have enough gold in your pocket to stay in a hotel. Don't be
Yeah.
tells you don't be scared.
Never.
You say that now, and he pulls out another item out of his bag, places it on the ground, and ushers you to move away, as well as he's moving away.
Mhm.
Something lands, and he climbs on top of this skeletal thing. It's the size of 3 horses put together. Climb on.
I do.
And y'all ride like the wind in comparison to the caravan who is slowly trudging along. Get you to the city pretty quick.
Alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and
Okay,
girls,
so
all ages. It's been hope you enjoyed yourselves. And try to tip your waitresses once in a while. It's a kind thing to do.
alright, so I'll get off at the city and meet them at the guild hall.
Wow, that was great.